I really like this comment because it's so true. I'm ashamed to say it's something I used to think before I was diagnosed with HIV. That those that are living with the virus can't look healthy. They can't be fit, strong, and healthy. It's just something that is not achievable. I think as well because of the era I grew up in. I was born in 1979, so I grew up through the 80s and through when the epidemic started, and fear was put into people through adverts that were put out there on the TV. And HIV back then was a guaranteed death sentence. And when the virus really took hold of all these people who sadly lost their lives with HIV, they didn't look well, and they did look sick and weak. Certainly when the virus was very advanced. But things have changed now, drastically, to such a point now where people who are living with HIV, like myself, only have to take one pill each day. That's it, just one tablet. That's how much HIV affects my life, just one pill each day. And I actually visited my doctors a couple of days ago. I got this tattoo, as you can see, nearly 3 weeks ago now. And because I've got hairy arms, I had to shave the hair on my off my arms before I had the tattoo. And when the hair follicles started growing back through, they got infected. So I had to be put on antibiotics for a couple of weeks, and it's cleared it up. But while I was in there, she was asking me questions about my diagnosis, and she was very interested in what it's like living with HIV. She knows a lot of it anyway, but we were talking about diabetes and HIV, and she said if she was given the choice, she would rather have HIV than diabetes. And the reason for that was you're quite limited with diet and other things if you're living with diabetes. But with HIV, you're not limited at all. There's nothing that a HIV negative person can do that I can't do. In fact, the only thing we could think of was just one thing, and that was giving blood. But I believe that is going to be changing in the not too distant future as well. Don't ask me about the science behind it because I don't understand it, but there is coming a time when someone who's living with HIV will be able to donate blood. So, things have moved on massively now since the 1980s, but unfortunately it's the stigma that is still lagging drastically behind the advancements in the medications. So yes, someone who is living with HIV can look healthy. There's no reason why they couldn't. Hopefully I look fairly healthy to you. I'm going to be 46 this year, and I'm living with HIV, and I feel the best I've ever done in my life. I'm not telling people you've got to go out there and get HIV to be fit, strong and healthy. Of course I'm not. I'm just saying and showing you guys what is possible living with HIV today as opposed to 30 or 40 years ago. Those that are living with HIV like myself are going to live just as long as someone who is HIV negative. It's not going to affect the length of my life. Having this virus and taking the medication that I do. I've made some big lifestyle changes in my life, not just because I have HIV, but for many other reasons as well. And I believe that I'm thriving living with HIV. I love the job that I have. My family life is great, and I'm blessed to be in the position that I am. So yeah, hopefully these videos are changing your views of what it's like actually living with HIV. I hope I'm achieving that because that's why I do what I do on social media, to hopefully break down the stigma and improve things. So yeah, hope you have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.